I evo nas, krećemo polako. Pre svega, trebalo bi da je sve ok sa tehničke strane. To je uvijek na početku velika borba. Svakako, dobrodošli svi u live. Večeras je sa nama Rolf iz Horizena. Imali smo ga i ranije na streamu. Pričali smo sa njim. Naravno, ovaj intervju će logično biti na engleski, pošto Rolf, naravno, ne zna srpski. Tako da, dobrodošli svi. Pišite ako hoćete neka pitanja. Pričat ćemo nekih 20 minuta i posle prelazimo na vaša pitanja. Tako da, dobrodošli. So Rolf, welcome to the live stream.
Thanks, Igor.
Can you tell us something about yourself, but shortly, because some people, most people know you. Yeah.
Yeah, I got into cryptocurrency, about 4 years ago. Started with mining Bitcoin and became very interested in privacy and helped found what was then Zen Cash and is now Horizen, and still doing quite a bit of crypto mining. And I'm acting as more the senior advisor to the Horizen team that's doing all sorts of things with Zen. My background is an engineer, trained as an electrical engineer and nuclear engineer, and operated nuclear power plants, and started my own IT business for data networking and security, and grew that and sold it before I got into cryptocurrency. So I like technical stuff.
Yeah, good background. First off, I would like to talk about, since we haven't had you on the show for a while, let's talk about the crypto winter. How did you guys manage to survive? It's been pretty rough. We've seen many companies with huge problems, big layoffs. It certainly hasn't been easy.
Yeah, it hasn't. And I'll approach this from two perspectives. From a Horizen standpoint, we're funded by a portion of the new block reward that comes out every 2.5 minutes. And a year ago, we were at 10% of that new block reward. And as the price of Horizen went down, the amount we could pay every month went down. So we ended up cutting back significantly, probably 70% of the people and projects and everything else that we were doing. And we made a change to the Horizen protocol where now the community funds are 20% of the new block rewards. Those go to the nonprofit, the Zen Blockchain Foundation, which then turns around and hires developers and marketing and all the other things that we need to do to be successful. So we've made it through. We really downsized our team to the core of what we needed to do, and now we're looking to grow slowly. We certainly stopped going to all sorts of shows and events and all sorts of things like that, and now we're selectively doing things. So Rob, my co-founder, and one of our developers, Maurizio, is at the IOHK convention right now in Miami, and then they were at the Zero Knowledge convention just last week in San Francisco. Alberto was there too, our chief architect. So we're selectively doing things. From a mining standpoint, this was my first full cycle as a miner, and I realized last summer that I needed to put more money in the bank to pay for my electric bill. So was fortunate to realize that before Bitcoin price crashed down to the bottom. So we got some money in the bank, and then we were able to mine all the way through when Bitcoin price was really low without having to sell any cryptocurrencies. And I think that's important. One of the things that I learned from my earlier business experience was don't run out of cash. Things are no fun when you run out of cash.
That's pretty much true. Let's talk about the Bitcoin price. We've seen it go down to like about 3K. It's back at 5K. What is your personal opinion on where we are now? Is it over? Have we touched the bottom? What's going on? What do you think?
Yeah, and this is important because we mine a significant amount of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, for me and my partners, and have to sell that to pay our electric bill. So we try to keep a really good eye on it, and have had to learn and modify some of the technical analysis to figure out when to buy, when to sell, put in sell stops and limit orders and all sorts of different things like that to maximize the amount of revenue. So to me, it feels like we've bottomed on price and that we're on our way up. As we, I don't spend my time as a trader or a technical analyst. So I don't know if 5,000's the bottom. I doubt that we're going to go below 3,200 again. But I think that Bitcoin price is rising, and it's going to continue rising slowly until it rises fast. Because one of the things about Bitcoin is it doesn't, there's no more supply when the demand goes up. It's not like gold where you can go dig more gold out of the ground when the gold price goes up. There's people that choose to sell as the price goes up, but it starts to accelerate as the price goes up a bit. And having been through what I think is now a full price cycle of starting low, going high, coming back down low, and going up again, I think me and my partners have figured out some of the moves to make during this process. I wrote an article about that and put that on my website. So I write articles to kind of go back and read and remind myself what I learned.
Yeah, well, if we just compare like this market when it went up and when it's down now compared to the last time, there's just so much more people that know about crypto. It's completely different. I don't think it can be even compared to the time before. There's just so much more people. You've seen before that like the Coinbase app was first on Android. That was just unthinkable before. So I think the market overall has been through a big change.
I think so too, and I think that's part of growing 10x. If you look at the history of Bitcoin price, you know, starting at 30 cents, going to $20, down to $3, 220, 3,200.
Yeah.
Anyway, it goes up and down, but it's 10 times more every time. So, I mean, I think Bitcoin hitting somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000 per Bitcoin on this next peak is a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Absolutely. Okay, let's move to Zencash. I mean to Horizen. it's still there. First off, you've had some big problems in the past. First, it was the 51% attack. It was mitigated. It's no longer an active issue, so that's good. You've decided to stay on the ASICs. Because personally it's pretty much easier now and it's less risky than moving to a new algo that can again be cracked for ASICs and all that. It's much easier for now to stay on that. So what are the next updates concerning Horizen, like technical updates? We've seen the Sphere, the wallet, which looks great. I mean, it's simple and that's a great interface, new interface. So what's new technically, like the wallet and stuff like that?
Yeah, and building a good wallet and then getting it tuned up is quite a bit of work, and then having it on top of software development process that is then extensible and expandable, and you can troubleshoot it. It's well documented and things like that. So that's an important part. I had a chance to test the new update to Sphere that's coming out this week. If for people that are managing secure nodes or super nodes and doing a lot of transactions on the Sphere wallet, it was a little bit slow. All that slowness is gone on the new version that you'll see here in the next few days. It does require, it has to do with the size of the database file, but it requires setting up a new account on it to get the full optimization. So that's exciting because we're using Sphere as a platform for some of the other things that we're doing, and we're still working to execute on the vision of what we're working to do. However, the two big things that we're looking to do is to have treasury and governance voting, and the other is to track and pay for secure and super nodes, and to have this within the system. So in order to accomplish that, and we've been looking at how big the actual blockchain database is growing. It's about 15 gigs now, due to the zero knowledge proofs that are on the blockchain. The blockchain size grows faster than on Bitcoin. So we have to look at, okay, to prevent centralization of nodes, how do we prevent the growth of the blockchain database itself? And that means moving things off the main chain onto side chains. So our developers have been spending a lot of time and working with experts in the industry such as InfoPulse and IOHK in order to implement the side chain. So side chain implementation, and then moving the super and secure node tracking and payment to a side chains application, and then also the voting to a side chain application, and then releasing a side chain software development kit to encourage other people to develop applications on the side chain. So that's the next big thing. From smaller things, we are doing a upgrade right now that takes care of some technical issues and makes some improvements. The next big thing is we're going to implement sapling zero knowledge proofs, ZK snarks. They're much faster, smaller, cleaner, all sorts of benefits to doing that. And I mean, it's just great having a good, solid development team that's able to plan, research, get things done, and implement it. So by doing a bootstrap of starting with, you know, Rob and I and saying we're going to hire developers, we have a vision, we're going to hire developers, we've been able to bootstrap our way to having a really good organization, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things in crypto currently and probably in the future is educating people. And I've seen you've been doing some things, and I mean the Horizen Academy. It's available on the website. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, and the way we're looking at doing this is we really need to expand the overall cryptocurrency market. And if in expanding the number of users, we can have people's first introduction to cryptocurrency be Horizen, then we really will have lots of new users that will bring to the cryptocurrency space as well as to Horizen. And I found this from my personal introduction to cryptocurrency was with Dash, and I saw really some of the excellent videos that Dash had put up on the internet, gosh, 3 years ago now. And so by Horizen Academy, our team wanted to do the same thing. And there's a lot of really good content there. And one of the things that we found that's difficult in talking to people, anytime there's an audience and you're talking about your project, there's people that are completely new and there's people that are really advanced. So what the Horizen team did was create a Horizen Academy where there's beginner, intermediate, and advanced tracks that go through and explain all the different technologies and capabilities and all sorts of things. It's written in English right now, and part of what we've always done is translate to many different languages. So Horizen Academy is being translated to many different languages, Spanish, Chinese, French, all sorts of, so we can encourage people all over the world to learn about cryptocurrency and learn that through Horizen.
Yeah, and connecting that to Horizen Labs, can you explain Horizen Labs? Is it connected?
So Horizen Labs is really exciting. So all of our funding and work and development has been funded through the protocol and through the nonprofit Zen Blockchain Foundation. And the charter is really to develop the protocol and make sure it stays up and running. But there's a lot that needs to be done in the crypto space, and there's a lot of opportunity. So if we can get small businesses, mid-sized businesses to implement the technology that is available in distributed sidechain applications, then we can really get Horizen implemented into different applications. But that's not part of the Zen Blockchain Foundation or the Horizen team's charter. So we got together and said, let's create a private for-profit company that is going to be able to do a lot of this work and implementation. And we had actually gotten a lot of experience building a team and operating in the cryptocurrency realm from starting Zen Cash and then going through the ups and downs and things like that. So 2 years of experience of building a team and demonstrating that we can do a good job of it. So when we started talking about Horizen Labs and started talking to different investors about that, they were excited. And so Horizen Labs is a completely privately funded, for-profit company that is going to be taking certainly the sidechain and sidechain development kit, and then creating and developing additional applications on that can be implemented at businesses to use this technology, because there's this gap between all the things that can be done with blockchain and the capability of implementing it at existing businesses. And Horizen Labs is going to fill that gap.
Yeah, the reality of the situation is, blockchain, it's the buzzword, everything is blockchain, but it's not the best solution for everything. So trying to find a team or to test to see what implementations work for blockchain is, I think, very important.
Exactly, and it doesn't just magically happen either. It needs a lot of hard work. And one of the things that we really discovered is open source development is great, but when you need to get something done, you need to be able to have developers that you can hire and point to specific things that you want to get done. So the Horizen teams and Blockchain Foundation, which is the nonprofit, we already have development and support and marketing contracts with many different organizations. Horizen Labs will be one of the organizations that Zen Blockchain Foundation contracts with for services as well. So Horizen Labs starts by having a customer relationship already, and then is actively working. Business development and sales is an important part of Horizen Labs, is actively working to gain additional customers in the business world.
Yeah, there's a huge lack, though, of blockchain developers. I mean, I get emails all the time, like, do you know someone? Can you find me someone, please? There's currently a big lack of blockchain developers, and I think that's going to be a huge industry, no matter how many cases we find of the use for a blockchain. I think it's still going to be a huge industry, and it's like...
It really is, and that's why I think having all these alternative cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin start and develop, when you can start a cryptocurrency and then even if by forking some other project, the developers that do that get a lot of experience really rapidly with blockchain, and they're responsible for their own cryptocurrency. So I think that does help expand the universe. But still, people that are traditional developers, that are experienced developers, having them come in, and it takes them a little while to learn blockchain technology and the ins and outs of it. So I completely agree with you. This is an exponential industry that's growing rapidly, and so it's fun to be part of it.
Okay, we can move to the Q&A portion now. So, sada možda pitate šta vas zanima I tako dalje. Ja ću da pitam Rolfa. I've seen a question about mining. Do you mine something personally now? Is it Horizen, or do you do other coins with GPUs, ASICs? What do you use?
Yeah, so we mine a bunch of different things. I've got a few different companies with different partners that I work with, and we primarily, so the market went down, and we've had the opportunity to build out some larger facilities, and we have inexpensive electricity here, and had the opportunity to purchase some machines here used from other people in the last few months. So very fortunate to do that. So right now we're mining Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash with ASICs, Litecoin, and then we have some Equihash miners where we're mining Zcash and Horizen, and then taking the Horizen that we mine and then running secure and super nodes with those, and then have probably about 30 GPU rigs, each with 6 GPUs on them. The NVIDIA ones are pointed towards Raven right now, and I haven't done anything with the AMD rigs for about 2 to 3 months since I pointed them to Beam. Mm-hmm. And I really need to look at those, but it's springtime, and when everything warms up and we're adding machines and we're growing, there's only so much time in the day. So I got to get back and figure out what the best thing to mine with my GPUs are. So you might not want to take my recommendations on what to mine with GPUs right now.
Yeah, do you do like any speculative mining?
Yes. And that's what GPUs are great for, is for speculative mining.
Absolutely. Nothing's really profitable now, so it's better to just try out something and maybe it will work.
Right, right. And I did that last year, for example. As soon as I could figure out how to mine Raven on NVIDIA, and this was in, gosh, February a year ago, was mined it for a couple months and then just set it aside. And then, you know, turns out that turned out to be a good idea. And so definitely do that. So having GPUs as part of a mining facility and mining strategy, specifically for what you said as speculative mining, I think is a really good thing to do.
Yeah. Alexander asked, do you guys like hire remotely as, you know, workers, or does everyone have to come to an office? Or
for Horizen, our entire organization has always been remote. We've never had an office. And so we have people all over the world that are part of the organization. In fact, many of our developers are in, well, some are in Los Angeles, some are in Milan, Italy, some are in Ukraine, Australia. We're really a global organization. And we aren't necessarily hiring right now because we're pretty much stable where the price is. If the price of Zen goes up significantly, then we'll have more funds. But what we learned in the last downturn is we don't want to actually grow too fast and hire too many people, because it's no fun to have to turn around and lay off people if the price goes down. So we would rather be a little bit more conservative in the expansion, build up a little bit of a cushion, and then use some of the funds for projects or marketing or partnerships or things like that. But the short answer is yes, we do hire people remotely. And one of the best ways to find out what's going on is join our Discord and look at some of the different conversations there. Listen to our live streams. They're all on our Horizen YouTube channel, recorded. And we try to keep everybody up to date on what we're doing through the live streams and the blog and Discord and Telegram.
Okay. How about integration into hardware wallets? I haven't seen anything about Trezor. Ledger has been here and there. How's that going?
Yeah, so we've had a Ledger integration for a while. There are updates, and just like with every hardware wallet, if there's a lot of small transactions, it can cause issues on it. So one of the things that we actually implemented into our Sphere wallet was Ledger recovery. So you can enter your Ledger seed and get your Horizen that way as an account. We are integrated into Trezor Model T, but there's no software that goes with that. So again, having the Sphere wallet in the future, I expect that we'll be able to have the Sphere wallet work with Trezor Model T, with Ledger, and we do have some hardware wallets like Cold Card and Zeta. You can see them on our website that we have some integrations with.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. If you have anything else you would like to announce for Horizen, you are free to do so.
Well, one of the things that I want to say about Horizen is that, you know, it takes a while to develop software. I think as most of us that have been in this industry for a little while know, we are continuing to progress down the path. We still have the same exact vision as when we started. We've been able to build a professional organization, and it has taken a while to build an organization, and it does that too. So we're still accomplishing new things every day and working through marketing to let people know what we're doing. But really, we're trying to expand the base of the cryptocurrency users and having them get introduced to Horizen first. So long term, if we can get hundreds of thousands of users, everybody's going to be wanting to use Horizen for their payments, for their private payments, for their applications. So I think we've got a bright future ahead of us.
Yeah, one more question concerning payments. Have you been talking to any payment methods, processors, anything that way yet? I mean, it's still early. You need to finish the back end first, but
right. So one of the things is point of sale.
Yeah.
Both in-person point of sale and online point of sale. So we actually have at least three payment methods right now: coin payments and gosh, why can't I remember right now? Pay-to-mat, and then some others as well. So right now there's payments on that method. One of the partnerships we did was with the company that controls pretty much 90% of online porn.
Oh, yeah.
So that's with MindGeek, and Zen is still one of the three payment methods that you can use to get the premium content on their websites. I still think that's a great partnership. Not that we're trying to get necessarily Zen users to watch a lot of porn, but sometimes people that that's part of what helped, because I'm a technology history buff. So part of what grew VCRs, so Betamax and VHS, was the porn industry. Part of what grew the early internet was the porn industry, and part of what's going to grow the cryptocurrency industry is the porn industry as well. And that's just a historical fact. So to ignore that aspect of it is to ignore a large part of the potential growth in the industry.
Yeah, that's true. Porn has always started revolutions. Okay, so thank you, Rolf, for coming. I hope it was fun for you. And,
absolutely.
And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Igor. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.